So I was born in El Paso, Texas in 1979, and then about 3 years into my birth, my dad, he died. He committed suicide in 1981. I was 3 years old. My sister was 2 years old. We ended up living with my mom shortly after that. She ended up in prison, and we ended up with my dad's parents, which was good for us. After she got out of prison, she kind of did the best with what she had, what she knew how to do, different jobs she took, abusive relationships, addictions. Just she battled it all. About in the 90s, my mom took off and decided she was going to go hitchhiking across the world, and left me and my sister here with one of her friends, which was Judy, which is my godmother now. Shortly after that, started getting into selling drugs and got involved in a gang here locally. In a gang, kind of searching for a family or somewhere to fit in, By the time I turned 17, I was already full-blown going back and forth to California, smuggling drugs on the Greyhound bus. And that caught up to me in about 98. I ended up getting caught, not smuggling, but somebody called on a phone call, and I ended up getting some time in federal prison in 98. Got out at about 2002. Did good for a little bit. Got frustrated, couldn't find a job nowhere. And ended up getting a job as a dishwasher and tried doing that, and it just didn't work. Ended up kind of getting involved in a support club for an outlaw motorcycle club. Did that for about 5 years, and then went ahead and committed to being in the motorcycle club, an outlaw motorcycle club, for probably 15 years, and going in through the motions and through the ranks and just kind of doing whatever I had to do, Some things I'm proud of, some things I'm not proud of. My stepdad, which is who I know as Dad, when I'd skip school, he'd come find me, and if you're going to live under my house, you're going to work. I would go to work and hated it. He was also a member of the club, and 5 years ago or so, I was at a gentleman's club and got involved in a drive-by. They shot me twice in the back. That really scared him, and a year after that, he died at my feet at a funeral. We were in San Antonio and just fell over and died, and just kind of tried to bring him back, CPR. Couldn't really help him, Weighed heavy on my heart, and still does to this day. He always told us if something happened to him, that his important stuff was here. Here's his keys. And when we went looking for his important stuff, my sister found a letter that says, "No God, no peace. To know God is to know peace." And we didn't know he knew anything about religion. We didn't really know nothing about religion or wasn't involved in anything. And that kind of opened up some things in my heart, As we were going through his things and cleaning up the house, we would find videos about God, and it turns out every Sunday he was watching service at the house, and we didn't even know it. One of his close friends, Billy, knew it, and he kind of let me know what was going on, and that kind of opened up some things in my life. And I started getting curious, and I would pull up to Rock City Church, and Pastor Dave has always kind of done funerals for me, for members of the club that I had put to rest, and I was really moved by his word that he brought, and it was really inspiring, And so I'd pull up in the parking lot, and I'd turn around and leave, and I haven't been proud of some of the things I've done or some of the things I've been involved in, and just didn't feel that a church was a place for me, or I would fit, after everything I've done and everything I've been through, and I would pull up and I'd turn around and leave, and it would happen more than once. I probably did it 5 or 6 times. What would people think of me? Will I fit in here? Is there even forgiveness here? Or do I belong here? And then one day my daughter says, "Hey, Dad, I'd like to learn about God." And I just kind of got overwhelmed at that time, and I decided who am I to deprive her of that, So the only place I could think about coming is here to Rock City, just because Pastor Dave really inspired me. And over the years we had talked, and I just always told him, I can't have one foot in the door and one foot out. I'm not going to do anything until I'm all in. So I started visiting a little bit and just kind of loved the worship music and just the presence I would feel. I'd kind of I'd get emotional every time I would come, and it was really kind of heavy, and it kind of put me in a weird spot, with the life I was living and where I was headed, and I got my sons to come with me every once in a while. And then about 6 months of me coming to church, I get a call at 8 o'clock in the morning. And my son, he passed away in a car accident. And I was just crushed, just lost, didn't know what to do. And I just could lay on the floor right there where it happened at, just really lost, and just a flood of emotions, like why, and it couldn't be real, and realizing that I've grown up fatherless my whole life and was always looking for a father or to be a part of something. It was just overwhelming to know that my son, his girlfriend was pregnant at the time, and just knowing that my grandson was going to be raised fatherless and have to go through the same things that I've gone through just crushed me. And I couldn't do nothing but just helpless, man. And that's kind of the day I decided that I've got to change. I've got to change my life for the future of my grandkids, my kids. So I decided that I was going to have to step away from the club. Something I devoted my life to for 20 years. I just kept showing up to Rock City, kind of do something positive with my life, man, and just kind of give my life to God. And that's kind of when I decided to go all in and start giving my life to God, I say in the last 2 years, I just been continuously getting rocked, man. Just kind of finding my identity in who I am, and that I have always had a father, and just to know that he's been there this whole time, through me being shot, through all my trials and tribulations, through my penitentiary sentences, just lost, lonely, broken, all of it. He's been there for me. And I think that's been a thing, learning to forgive. My mom died in the last year, and I was angry at her for all the wrong reasons, but I forgave her. I just brought her into my home and made her feel safe. I didn't leave her in a hospital to pass away, and me and my sister just surrounded her with love as a family, and just kind of started mentoring fatherless children with Majesty Outdoors. Got involved with helping build this church. I'm helping build the facility at Majesty Outdoors. Lost a lot of things, but I've gained so much more, and just walking it out a day at a time and finding my identity in who I am, and to be a son of God and know you're a son of God. That's, he put his breath in us, it's heavy, man. My advice would be to not wait until it's too late, and you don't have to have yourself all together to come to God or to get your mind right. Don't wait until it's too late to forgive your loved ones and carry these grudges and this anger, Don't wait until they're on their deathbed to ask them forgiveness or tell them you love them, Forgive every day, and just come how you are, man. Show up, let God do what God does, man. Just keep showing up when it's hard, when it's easy. Just keep showing up and keep thanking him. I mean, community and family just kind of looks like for me now is people that are going to hold me accountable and not kick me when I'm down, and just kind of help walk things out through me I don't understand, with me that I don't understand, and just encouraging me. And I try not to let nobody get me out of character. It happens, but I would definitely say that I feel like a lot of weight off my shoulders, and I feel like I'm, just freedom, I'm not worried about who thinks what I am or who care. I don't care what nobody has to say about me. I don't worry about where it's coming from or where the next meal coming from. I really believe that everything's going to be all right, and my worst days are behind me. That leap of faith, man, I'm telling you, just walk in it. That's the best thing I ever did, was decide to just step into something new. I've tried it my way, and I just really never worked, and I just kind of stepped into it and just been letting God do what he does.